The first time I realized my sister might have lied to me about our mother's house, I was standing in the kitchen with a bank employee on speakerphone. I had called because I was trying to close one of Mom's old accounts. The woman on the phone asked me for the property loan number. I laughed. "There isn't a loan," I said. "Mom paid the house off years ago." There was a silence. Then she said, very carefully, "Emily, that's not what our records show." My stomach tightened. "What do your records show?" "The mortgage was refinanced 14 months ago." 14 months. I looked at the kitchen around me. My mother's blue curtains were still hanging above the sink. Her ceramic rooster was still on the counter. There was a grocery list in her handwriting, stuck to the refrigerator with a magnet from a diner in Pennsylvania. And suddenly, one thought came into my head. Lauren. My sister had been the one handling Mom's finances for the last 2 years. My sister had been the one who told me not to worry about the house. My sister had been the one who told me Mom wanted her to have it. And now a bank was telling me the house had been used as collateral for something I knew nothing about. I wish I could tell you I immediately understood what had happened. I didn't. At that point, I was still defending my sister in my own head, because Lauren was my older sister. She was the daughter who stayed, and I was the daughter who left. That distinction mattered more than I realized. My name is Emily Carter. I'm 38 years old, and this is the story of how my mother's house became the thing that nearly destroyed my relationship with my sister. But the house wasn't really the worst part. The worst part was finding out why Mom had never told me the truth. My mother, Susan Carter, was 68 when she died. She had lived in the same 2-story house outside Columbus, Ohio for 31 years. Dad had died when I was 24. After that, it was Mom and us. Lauren was 4 years older than me. She was organized, practical, confident. I was the opposite. I moved to Chicago after college, married young, divorced, changed careers, and eventually built a life that kept me several hours away. Lauren stayed. She helped Mom after Dad died. She took her to doctor's appointments. She handled repairs. She called every Sunday. So when Mom got sick, nobody questioned Lauren becoming the person who handled things. Not even me. I trusted her. That's what makes this story difficult to tell. Because the person who eventually hurt me wasn't some distant relative I barely knew. It was the woman who had shared a bedroom with me for 12 years. The woman who taught me how to ride a bike. The woman who once punched a boy in middle school because he called me ugly. Lauren had always been protective, sometimes too protective, but I had never thought she was dishonest. Until Mom died. The funeral was small. Mom didn't want a big service. She wanted sandwiches afterward. She had written that down years earlier. "Nobody needs to stand around crying all day," she'd said, so we gathered at the house after the funeral. Neighbors came, Mom's church friends came. My Aunt Diane came from Indiana, and Lauren moved through the house like she had been assigned a job. Coffee, plates, napkins, thank you calls. At one point, I found her standing beside Mom's desk with a folder in her hands. "What are you doing?" I asked. "Just getting the estate paperwork together." I nodded. "Do you know what Mom wanted with the house?" Lauren looked at me. For just a second, something changed in her face. Then she smiled. She left it to me. I remember that moment because I didn't fight her. I didn't even question it. I just said, "Okay." Lauren put the folder down. "She wanted you to have some money from the savings, though." "That's fine." "Emily, don't make this difficult." I looked at her. I said, "That's fine." She hugged me, and I hugged her back. That is the part I think about most. Because 2 weeks later, I would learn that Mom's house wasn't simply an inheritance. It was evidence. For the first month after Mom died, I avoided thinking about money. Grief makes practical things feel almost offensive. Who wants to talk about bank accounts when you're still expecting your mother to call you? I stayed with Lauren for 6 days. We cleaned closets. We found old photographs. We argued over who should keep Mom's Christmas decorations. For a little while, it felt like we were sisters again. Then Lauren started making decisions. She sold Mom's car. She canceled the utilities. She arranged for the furniture to be donated. When I asked about the house, she said the attorney was handling everything. "Mom's will is straightforward," she said. "Did you see the original?" "Yes." "Can I see it?" She paused. "Emily, you don't have to worry about that." That sentence should have bothered me. It didn't. A week later, Lauren sent me a photograph of one page. It said the house was to go to her. I remember staring at the picture for a long time. The document looked official. Mom's signature was there, and Lauren said the attorney had confirmed it, so I accepted it. Maybe that sounds naive. It probably was. But there was another reason. I felt guilty. Lauren had been there, I hadn't. She had taken Mom to appointments. I had sent flowers. She had dealt with plumbers. I had sent money. She had sat beside Mom in the hospital. I had driven in whenever I could. Those aren't the same thing, and Lauren never let me forget it, not directly. She didn't say, I did more. She said things like, you were busy, or Mom always understood you had your own life, or don't worry about the house, I can handle it. Then she offered me $25,000. Mom wanted you to have this. I asked where it came from. The estate account. How much is in it? Enough. That was Lauren's answer, enough. I took the money. I thought it was my inheritance. I thought the house was hers. I thought the story was finished. Then 8 months later, I got a letter from a bank. The letter said they needed clarification regarding an account associated with my mother's estate. I called. That's when the woman asked about the mortgage. 14 months earlier. I did the math. Mom had been alive, very much alive. In fact, 14 months earlier, Mom had been living at home, and Lauren had been telling me she was simply helping Mom with bills. I asked the bank employee what the loan was for. She couldn't tell me everything, but she told me one thing. The property had been used as security for a home equity loan. The original amount was $120,000. I felt cold. Who took out the loan? She said. Your mother is listed as the borrower. My heart started beating faster. Was my sister involved? Another pause. Your sister is listed as an authorized representative. I hung up. I called Lauren. She answered on the second ring. Hey, did Mom take out a home equity loan? Silence. Then, why are you asking me that? That was the moment, not the bank, not the loan, her question. Why are you asking me that? Because if there was nothing wrong, the answer should have been simple. No. Instead, she asked why. I said, the bank called me. She sighed. Emily, this is exactly why I didn't want you involved. Involved in what? You don't understand the situation. What situation? Another silence. Then she said, Mom needed money. I sat down. For what? Medical expenses. Mom had insurance. It wasn't enough. Then why didn't you tell me? Because you would have panicked. I stared at the wall. Lauren, did Mom know about the loan? Of course she knew. That answer came too quickly. I asked, can I see the paperwork? No. Why? Because it's private. I laughed, not because it was funny. Because I suddenly realized how strange the conversation had become. My mother was dead. Her house had been used as collateral. My sister had handled the paperwork, and somehow I was the person being told I was asking too many questions. I called the estate attorney the next morning. Lauren had given me his name months earlier. His office was only 20 minutes from Mom's house. I expected him to tell me everything was normal. Instead, he said, Emily, I think you need to come in. I went that afternoon. His name was David Mercer. He had represented Mom for almost 15 years. He pulled out a file. This is the original estate plan. I looked at the first page. The house was not left entirely to Lauren. It was supposed to be sold. The proceeds were to be divided equally between Lauren and me. I stared at him. That's not what Lauren showed me. David looked uncomfortable. What did she show you? I pulled up the photograph on my phone. He looked at it. Then he went very quiet. Where did you get this? My sister. He zoomed in. The page looked almost identical, but there was one difference. The date. The document Lauren showed me was newer, and the newer document transferred the house to Lauren. Is this legitimate? I asked. I can't answer that yet. Why? Because I never prepared this document. My hands started shaking. Then who did? He looked at the page again. I don't know. I asked him to check the records. He did. The document had been notarized by a mobile notary. The witness signatures were there, but David had never seen it. More importantly, the document had been created approximately 6 weeks before Mom died. I left his office feeling sick. I called Lauren. She didn't answer. I called again. Nothing, then I received a text. Please stop digging into this. I stared at those words. Please stop digging into this, not you're mistaken, not I can explain. Stop digging. That night I went through every email Mom had ever sent me. I searched for the word house. There were dozens, most were ordinary, but one email sent 3 months before she died made me stop. It said, M. If anything happens to me, don't let Lauren rush you into signing anything. That's all. One sentence. I read it 5 times. Then I noticed something else. The email was sent at 2:13 in the morning. I called Mom's old phone number even though I knew nobody would answer. I don't know why, I just needed to hear something. The next morning, I asked David if Mom had ever mentioned being afraid of Lauren. He didn't answer immediately. Then he said, "Your mother asked me a strange question 6 months before she died." What question? She asked whether a power of attorney could be used to change a person's financial arrangements without that person fully understanding the consequences. I felt my stomach drop. Did she say why? No. Did Lauren have power of attorney? Yes, I sat there. The pieces were beginning to connect: the home equity loan, the new will, the power of attorney, the secret email, and the $25,000 Lauren had given me. I asked David one final question. Where did the $120,000 go? He looked at me. I think that's what you need to find out. The bank records arrived 4 days later. I expected medical bills. There were some, but they didn't come close to $120,000. The majority of the money had gone somewhere else. Over 14 months, transfers had been made to an account belonging to a company called Carter Home Solutions. I recognized the name. It was Lauren's company. She had started it 3 years earlier. She told everyone it was a small interior design business. The bank records showed something different. The $120,000 had been transferred in pieces. $15,000, $20,000, $12,500, $18,000, then smaller amounts. Some were labeled renovation. Others simply said transfer. I called Lauren. This time she answered. Why are you doing this? Where did Mom's money go? She started crying. Emily, I was trying to save everything. Save what? The house. From what? She didn't answer. I said, you borrowed $120,000 against Mom's house. It wasn't like that. You moved the money into your business. I was going to pay it back. When? I don't know. I closed my eyes. How long had Mom known? She didn't. I believed her for about 3 seconds. Then I remembered the email. Don't let Lauren rush you into signing anything. Mom knew, I said. Lauren became quiet. Finally, she whispered. She knew some of it. What does that mean? She found out about the business. And she wanted me to sell the house. I felt something inside me break. Mom wanted the house sold? Yes. Then why did you tell me she left it to you? Because I couldn't lose it. Why? Lauren started crying harder. Because if I lost the house, I lost everything. And then she told me the truth. Her business had been failing for nearly 2 years. She had debts. She had loans. She had borrowed from Mom repeatedly. At first, small amounts. Then larger ones. When Mom discovered the truth, she demanded that Lauren sell the house, repay the debts, and divide whatever remained between us. Lauren couldn't accept it, so she used her power of attorney. She arranged the home equity loan. She moved the money into her business. Then, when Mom tried to change her estate plan, Lauren created the new document leaving herself the house. But there was one thing Lauren hadn't expected. Mom had already made copies. Not of everything, just enough. David had one. Mom's doctor had another. And apparently Mom had left something with a neighbor, a woman named Ruth. Ruth had lived next door for 26 years. She called me after David contacted her. I promised your mother I wouldn't give this to Lauren, she said. She handed me an envelope. Inside was a handwritten letter, Mom's handwriting. The letter was dated 3 weeks before she died. It said, Emily, if you're reading this, something happened that I hoped wouldn't. I love both of my daughters. But loving Lauren doesn't mean allowing her to destroy herself. She has convinced herself that keeping the house will fix everything. It won't. I wanted the house sold and divided equally. If she tells you otherwise, please don't believe her. I didn't want you to know while I was alive because I was afraid you'd come running home and the two of you would destroy each other. I wanted to give her one last chance to tell you the truth herself. She didn't. I'm sorry. Mom, I couldn't breathe. I had spent 8 months believing Mom had chosen Lauren over me. She hadn't. She had been trying to protect both of us, and Lauren had been trying to protect herself. The legal process took months. Lauren's lawyer argued that Mom had knowingly signed the newer documents. David produced the original estate plan. The bank produced the loan records. The mobile notary cooperated. And eventually, the document leaving Lauren the house was challenged. The house was sold. The loan was paid. The remaining money was divided. Lauren had to repay the estate for what she had taken. Her business closed 6 months later. For a long time, I didn't speak to her. I thought I hated her, but hate wasn't quite right. I was grieving, not just Mom, my sister, the person I thought Lauren was. Then, almost a year after Mom died, Lauren called me. She didn't ask for money. She didn't ask me to forgive her. She said, "I finally understand why Mom didn't trust me with the house." I didn't say anything. She continued, "I thought she was choosing you." I said, "She wasn't." "I know." There was a long silence. Then she said, "She was choosing us." That sentence stayed with me because that was what Mom had been trying to do all along. She wasn't trying to decide which daughter deserved more. She was trying to stop one daughter from destroying herself while making sure the other wasn't punished for it. Lauren and I aren't close now. Not like we were when we were children. Maybe we never will be, but we talk, sometimes. She sends me pictures of her dog. I send her photographs when I visit Mom's favorite diner. And once a year on Mom's birthday, we meet at the cemetery. We don't talk about the house. We don't talk about the money. We talk about Mom. The woman who could make the worst casserole you've ever tasted and somehow convince everyone to eat a second helping. The woman who kept birthday cards from 30 years ago. The woman who believed that family meant telling the truth, even when the truth hurt. I used to think the house was what Mom left us. I was wrong. The house was the test. What she actually left us was a choice. Lauren could keep lying. I could keep believing I had been abandoned. Or we could finally stop fighting over what Mom owned and start understanding what she had tried to teach us. The house was sold. The money disappeared into ordinary life. There is nothing left of it now. But sometimes I drive past the old street. The porch has a different chair. Someone painted the front door. The garden where Mom planted roses is gone. And I still feel a little ache. Not because I lost the house. Because I finally understand that it was never mine. It was never Lauren's either. It belonged to Mom. And she spent the last months of her life trying to make sure it didn't become the reason her daughters lost each other. She almost succeeded. Almost. But in the end, the house wasn't the thing that saved our family. The truth was,